morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is Across the Cavs on Network 216. To everybody watching, wherever you're watching, however you're watching on, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody. It is December 25th. We got 5 NBA games on today's slate. Just like with Thanksgiving, going to run through all 5 matchups, make some picks, some predictions, and go through. And of course, this is Across the Cavs. We start right at 12 noon. The Cleveland Cavaliers at the New York Knicks at MSG in the second meeting between the teams this season. Their first meeting since opening day, where the Knicks were able to stave off a Cavs comeback. This after the Cavs had swept the Knicks last regular season. Cavs coming off back-to-back wins this week over the Hornets and Pelicans. They got Sam Merrill back. Darius Garland finally looks good. Donovan Mitchell continuing to score. And there's a chance, supposedly, that Evan Mobley could come back earlier than expected. He was supposed to miss 2 to 4 weeks. It has not even been a full 2 weeks since he received that injury designation. So there is a chance that Evan Mobley does play, although my pick here will not be contingent on whether or not he does. Over the last couple of games, we've finally seen the Cavs bench really come alive. Thomas Bryant, a couple of strong performances in a row, scoring in double figures. He blocked 2 shots in the win over the Pelicans. Dean Wade has hit 7 threes in the last 2 games. He's averaging almost 6 a game, which, believe it or not, is his highest scoring average since the second year of his career. Of course, that's not what he's out there to do. But Dean Wade is playing good defense. He's giving him some nice size. So he's doing some nice things for them there. That's made a massive difference. The Knicks did play their last game without OG Anunoby and Jalen Brunson. Would have to expect MSG against the Cavs, noon start, that Brunson does not sit this one out. So expecting that he plays. This is going to be a tight matchup for both teams. The Knicks are favored if we go to the spreads by 5.5. It's the first time in a while, despite being just 17-14. The Cavs have the second worst record among the third worst record, among the 10 teams that we will see in action today. They haven't been an underdog in a while, though, and being on the road at MSG, very tough place to play. It's the Cavs' 15th Christmas Day game. They're 7-7 all time. First time since 1989-90 that they're playing on Christmas with LeBron James not attached to the roster. The Knicks, meanwhile, are no strangers to Christmas Day. They are nearing the 60-game mark. The Knicks are 20. This will be number 60. The Knicks are 26-33 on Christmas Day. You know where we're riding with this game. No bias here intended. The Cavs have won back-to-back. They're finally inspiring confidence. The Knicks are NBA Cup champions. We're going to see old friend Jordan Clarkson on the floor in this one. Kolek has been playing very well off the bench. Point guard play will certainly be a big strength for New York for 48 minutes. Mitchell Robinson has certainly made Jarrett Allen look human and then some on the national stage, to put it lightly. But with all that said, I feel confident in Cleveland's ability to not only cover, but to win straight up. So again, 35 years since the Cavs have last played on Christmas without LeBron. Of course, they got this matchup because they had the number 1 seed in the East last year. No one expected the record that we see now, but they're still here, and they're going to be must-see TV. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Lob City. So, going to take the Cavs straight up over the Knicks. Will be a close game. We'll come down to the final minutes. And Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland will do what they did last year down the stretch of close games. They're going to put it away. Spurs at Thunder. Spurs have beaten OKC twice this year. Who knew that we would get the most enticing matchup of the day right here in the 2:30 matchup? Of course, Wembanyama will make the Spurs Christmas Day must-see every year now. Great that he's healthy again. And the Spurs beat the Thunder in the NBA Cup. And then they just won by 20 against them earlier this week. And now they're on the schedule again. Brilliant work from the schedule makers here. Also, Okay, see, it's the cheapest get-in price of any of the games. If you're still trying to go watch Christmas Day ball, you could get into this game for under $100. Spurs have gone 22-7. Thunder 26-4. It's one of two matchups where both teams have 20-plus wins. And it's going to be fun. Real fun. The cross matchups here. Spurs have proven their depth, the nicknames that they've gotten across everything. They got 4 or 5 duos with them. Luke Cornett looks legit as the starting center while Wemby's come off the bench because he's had to handle limited minutes. Harper, Vassell, Fox, Keldon, Barnes looks good. This is a strong lineup. And even with that, Thunder 9.5-point favorites. It's a very hard one to pick. SGA's looked unstoppable again. They do have Chet back in the lineup. Hartenstein, they got their whole squad ready. I do think you got to lean Thunder. The Spurs have beaten them twice, but having just seen them and lost by 20 a few days ago, you have to think they've watched the tape. They know where to switch. I think SGA will be in his bag today. I think the Thunder on the national stage, and they didn't play last Christmas en route to having the best record in the league, similar to Cleveland. I think they feel like they have to kind of remind some folks of how good they are. And if they lose to the Spurs again, it could put some legitimate doubt into their ability to beat this team in a potential playoff series. Even though it's regular season, we learned last year when the Knicks beat the Celtics in round 2 after getting swept by them in the regular season that it means nothing come playoff time. But still, as we go forward, it's very important for the Thunder here. A lot riding on them not losing a third straight to the Spurs. So we're going to ride with the Thunder. Again, I'm not a big spread guy. I'd probably take San Antonio plus 9.5 if that was the game. Going to go Thunder money line. So far we got Cavs, we got Thunder. Here's a very fun one. Even though both teams hovering on the lower side of the West playoff picture, the Mavericks, the lowest record of any team playing today, 12-19 against the 15-15 Warriors. We got Steph. We got Jimmy. We got Cooper the Flag, 33-9-9, 67% shooting the other night as the Mavs beat the Nuggets in a crazy game. Crazy finish the other night. Peyton Watson shot in and out at the buzzer, giving Dallas their 12th win. They were off to an atrocious start. They've clearly turned it around as AD's come back and Ryan Nembhard's joined the starting lineup, and the veterans have looked sharp. Klay Thompson playing in the Bay on the holiday. Should be hitting his trays. So, Warriors minus 8.5 is the line. They've struggled a lot. They don't have a ton of size, but, Draymond and AD will certainly be going toe-to-toe, assuming Draymond is out there. A whole lot of Draymond drama. Al Horford makes his return. Old man Al. Christmas miracle, perhaps. Perhaps not. Given the state of both teams, you certainly would give a slight edge to the Mavericks, just from how they've played of late. Compare to the Warriors, who have been very middling. They've struggled to do a lot of things out there. And some fixable issues with the Warriors. But, of course, there's still the Kuminga drama. He's not playing. All that money to have him just sit out, wait to get traded. He missed the scoring touch. Certainly an undersized bunch, but you never know who's going to play off that bench. Well, Richard, Santos, Jackson Davis. Podziemski's going to get all his minutes, but everybody else is always a question mark with the Warriors. Buddy Hield's having a down year, so maybe he'll lose some more run today. Dallas with some vets like Klay and D'Lo on their bench, both who could be traded ahead of the deadline. Daniel Gafford. Najee Marshall's playing incredible ball. Brandon Williams and Jaden Hardy. Guys, we're just naming guys at this point. But I like Cooper Flag on Christmas Day on the road. They picked up that big win over Denver the other day to take some momentum into this big stage, the biggest stage for the rookie yet. And I think he's ready. I think many of you would agree that the 12-19 start for Dallas does not tell the whole story. They've been playing so much better of late. Flag has been all-star level for the last month. And I believe the Mavericks are going to go underdog for the second time in 3 games. Dallas over Golden State. There's clearly some issues brewing here with the Warriors. And you got some hotheads like Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green. And there's other things at play here. There seems to be some big dysfunction within Golden State this year. I don't think they're going to get the dub today. So far, we got the Cavs over the Knicks, the Thunder over the Spurs. We got the Mavs over the Warriors. Up next, you got the struggling Houston Rockets. They've lost 3 straight games to teams at least 14 games under 500 as they travel to LA to play the Lakers at Crypto. The big question with LA, will Luka play tonight? LeBron James will be out there. Excited that we get to see Christmas Bron get some run today. Certainly going to enjoy that. Austin Reeves been playing at an insane level on the offensive end as the year's gone on. It's been so much fun to see. Of course, with the Rockets, the big problem is there's no point guard here. Josh Okogie still starting at the 1 spot. A lot of credit to Reed Shepherd, who's been kind of revitalized after a very down rookie year, being a top 3 pick. But he still won't facilitate the way they need him to. He's a scoring guard. Fred VanVleet's injury in the preseason certainly threw a wrench right into these teams' plans after they acquired Kevin Durant. Lakers have gone 19-9, much better than last year to this point. Of course, there's trade rumors with Connect, Gabe Vincent, Kleba. Might they move Vanderbilt? A lot of players available, so the team that the Lakers finished the year with, very unlikely to match the one they have right now. The big breakout kind of guy for the Lakers is, I would say, Austin Reeves averages 27 points a night. Of course, Ayton's been solid, Rui, but I really like what they've gotten from Marcus Smart. In his 2 years since leaving Boston, he barely got on the court. So last year, the last 2 years combined, Marcus Smart played 54 games out of 164, missed 110 games. Barely saw the floor. He was shooting the ball awful for both the Wizards and Grizzlies last year. He's been healthier for the Lakers this year. He's averaging his highest point total in a couple of years. At least he's back in the double digits. His steals are back up this year. Good things have happened for Smart. He's been in and out of starting lineups his whole career. It's nothing new. His defensive ability to drive as well goes a long way for what the team does. So Marcus Smart, to me, might actually be the Lakers' big X factor in this one, assuming we have the clear status on Luka. He's going to have to guard tough. I mean, they all will. I mean, Rui Hachimura is somebody that could get exploited on the defensive end. The Lakers, for all the scoring they do, they don't defend all that well. I mean, if you take a look at this season, the Lakers are 13th in scoring, 19th in points allowed. But again, if Luka plays in this game, I expect he will personally. Luka combined with Reeves, that's 60 points a night. Doesn't matter what you allow on the other side, you'll probably get more, especially in this kind of matchup. And with Houston, again, struggling a bit of late. Dorian Finney-Smith's also yet to debut. It stinks we haven't gotten to see him on the court yet for Houston. He'd certainly be helping things. I like the Lakers. Christmas Bron. Of course, whenever LeBron and KD get... Rockets are favored, by the way. It's worth noting, -2.5. It's always fun to watch LeBron and Durant get together. They've been going head-to-head for so many years now on so many different stages. And this is just another fun one. It's going to be great vibes in there. Going to be loud. Good coaching cross matchup with Udoka and with Redick. But I like the Lakers. We're taking an underdog for the 3rd time in 4 games. And worth mentioning here that the Lakers are the only home team not favored today. I don't think Houston's going to be able to rebound and get this one done. I do think it's another game that's going to go to the wire. But I think LeBron and co. will get it done on the heels of a huge defensive game from former DPOY Marcus Smart. And one more game. Hope you all have enjoyed this. Christmas Day NBA picks. One more game. Wolves at Nuggets. 10:30 Eastern. Nuggets -2.5. These teams have had some unbelievable playoff battles. 2 years ago, Rudy Gobert, Game 7, turnaround jumper. Everybody was shocked. Biggest shot of the season to date for the Wolves before they fell short against the Mavs in the conference finals. But Anthony Edwards has been unreal this year. Jaden McDaniels continuing to play at a high level. Julius Randle. Of course, they might be looking for a point guard. Jaden McDaniels questionable for today. Talking about Randle, 23, 7, and 6. Edwards, 29, 5, and 4. This duo has been fantastic. Gobert again averaging a double-double. DiVincenzo has stepped in as the starting point guard. Of course, they don't have as much playmaking as they probably like, so they are swinging to try to grab a point guard. They got Mike Conley still here, Jalen Clark, Terrence Shannon, Bones Highland. Of course, could also use another vet, perhaps. But as we look for this one, it's not about what the Wolves do. It's about the Nuggets, who did just lose Cam Johnson. So no Christian Brown, no Aaron Gordon, no Cam Johnson. Very shorthanded on the wing. Bruce Brown probably in line to start. Spencer Jones has gotten a lot of extra run. Tim Hardaway has also been starting while this whole thing has been going on. Strawther is back at least. They got Pickett. Plenty of options. Maybe Day'Ron Holmes II gets some run as a result. Probably going to see Zeke Naji. Depth's going to be tough for Denver, but they still got Peyton Watson. He did miss the 3 the other night, but should be okay to keep that confidence up. Valanciunas off the bench to give him a big offensive lift. They got Jokic, they got Murray. And as long as those 2 guys are on the court, you can never count the Nuggets out of any game, ever. And it's with that, this is an easy pick. Denver, -2.5. Jokic on the big stage, must see. He has a title. Spares no expense to getting everybody. He's either getting triple doubles or 15 assists or something new every night. Watching him and Gobert battle will certainly be exciting. And it's a cross matchups too. Expect Anthony Edwards to have another big game, drop 30 plus. We'll see where things ultimately shake out, but we're going Denver. And so to recap the whole program, Cavs. Here we go. Excuse me. To recap the whole program. Cavs over Knicks. Thunder over Spurs. Mavs over Warriors. Lakers over Rockets. And Nuggets over Wolves. If you're looking to pick on these games, go right ahead. It's been fun. Zach Weiss, Cross the Cavs, Network 216. Christmas Day picks. And we will see you on the pod talking full Cavs real soon. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Hope everybody has a good one.